Hey, to start this video off, I'm not hating on this person at all. There are a lot of people that just don't know the names of dinosaurs, and I'm here to help. But are you making fun of my man? My boy? This guy? All jokes aside, this is not Tyrannosaurus. This is not a T-Rex. Look at those big brow horns. They are literal horns that stick out of the side of the head. And let's look at something else. See those arms down there? No elbows. You know who does have elbows? Tyrannosaurus Rex. Exhibit A. From the same show, Prehistoric Planet, as the Carnotaurus, which is what the dinosaur we were just looking at, this is Tyrannosaurus Rex. And you see that? That's an elbow. Carnotaurus doesn't have elbows. Their arms were so reduced that this is what they always looked like. And they had a ton of range of motion in their shoulder, so they were possibly able to do something like this and may have been used for some kind of sexual display to be like, hey ladies, look at me, I'm looking hot, right? So we've pointed out a few different things. We have those brow horns, the smaller hands that don't have elbows, and the final thing that I would say that's the difference between Carnotaurus and Tyrannosaurus is the size. Tyrannosaurus Rex was massive. Not to say Carnotaurus wasn't big, but compared to T-Rex, this is from Dinopedia on DeviantArt, but this is Carnotaurus. This is how big Carnotaurus roughly is. There are some specimens that don't have the full skeleton, but we do have a good majority of the fossils. But this is how big Carnotaurus is, and since recent papers, which I will link down below, there have been bigger sizes, possible estimates of T-Rex being way bigger than we thought. So I'll let you pause and read this, but in the scientific journal Ecology and Evolution, we looked at possible different sizes of Tyrannosaurus Rex. And T-Rex was a model just seeing how big dinosaurs could get, just because it's a very famous dinosaur and everybody knows about it. So the paper wasn't necessarily all about T-Rex, it's just something for, it's an example, a model, if you will, to kind of show the comparisons of how big some of these animals could have gotten just based of, our studies of animals today. Some crocodiles are smaller when they're, full adult size, but we do get sizes that are much bigger than our average, crocodile. And as you can see up there, the dinosaur that's closest to us, that model of the T-Rex, is kind of our average large size, but the one behind is a possibility of how big it could have gotten. So that's a big difference between T-Rex and Carnotaurus. Tyrannosaurus Rex was just built different. Literally was evolved to have a massive head for crunching bone and a giant body to withstand a battle against Triceratops. And obviously, sometimes it won. But Carnotaurus is a great dinosaur, and this little dance sequence that you saw was just an example of how weird and funny animals can be when they're doing their own little rituals that they do. Birds do stuff like this all the time. I mean, birds are dinosaurs, and so it is very likely that dinosaurs did little dances and little kind of lecking, which is the scraping of the feet on the ground, kind of little dances to impress the ladies over here. And some birds have weird structures, like the peacock's tail. The peahen will come up and be like, oh, look at this big male, let's see what he's got going on. And then the peacock will pump out his feathers on the back of his tail and do a little dance, shake them around a little bit. There's something called a lyrebird, and the lyrebird will mimic other bird calls, babies even, chainsaws, and make all of these weird noises and mimic all of those weird noises into a mating call, and will dance around a little bit and will use that call to try and get some ladies. And that's just how weird they are. Some birds have inflation devices in their chests or in their necks, or, sometimes they're very brightly colored in the face. And, a lot of times they'll do these weird little clicks with their beaks and little dances and stuff like that. This is just a dinosaur example of that. Is it funny? Yes. But I would suggest looking at other animals that have their own little rituals, like birds. Birds are a very good example of that. There are so many different kinds of birds, especially birds of paradise, that have extravagant looking, feathers and attachments, I guess, that you can just look at and see, first off, how beautiful they are. The males are looking stunning, but also just these weird little movements that they do. There are some that vibrate. There are some that puff out their feathers to make it look like a weird oval shape, but they have iridescent feathers. So then when the light hits it, it looks like they glow and they get all up in the female's face. But they like that. And that's the thing. There are so many different things. I mean, look at deer even. They grow these big antlers to show, hey, look how healthy I am. Look how, robust I am. I can protect you with these giant antlers, and I'll show you. I'm going to go fight that male over there just to show you how much I can provide for you. But also don't get Carnotaurus and Tyrannosaurus confused. Tyrannosaurus is a very kind of basic looking dinosaur. Yes, it's got the big head and the big teeth and everything, and yeah, it does have tiny arms. It really does. But they got elbows, and Carnotaurus doesn't have any elbows. Carnotaurus has these really cool horns that, honestly, we don't know what they're for, but it could be some kind of defense. It could have been another sexual display to be like, hey, I got bigger horns than that male. Look how sexy I look. I look so great. It could be a multitude of different things. But Tyrannosaurus Rex looks very different than Carnotaurus. Just thought I'd help you out there. If you ever need more help about dinosaurs and other things about dinosaurs, I'm your guy. I can help you out. Just give me a call.